Hello, Golden Eagles, and a pleasant afternoon to all of our listeners. This is Kennedy Drake, your host for Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm here to bring you the latest stories in news, sports, and weather to ensure you're well informed about what's happening in your area. And to make things even more exciting, our special guest, Dr. Mike Lopinto, will talk with us about Festival South. So trust me, you won't want to miss what he's got to share. But before we jump into all the excitement, here's a quick message from our sponsor.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM Campus News, USM's Gulf and Caribbean Research Journal gives undergraduate students publication opportunities and experiences. Imagine having the chance to publish your own research in a scientific, peer-reviewed journal. This allows anyone to make a scientific impact in marine and coastal sciences. For 63 years, the journal has published peer-reviewed research to a diverse community looking to make a mark in science. Gulf and Caribbean Research receives submissions from across the globe based on research conducted within the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, and Latin America regions. Both Mark S. Peterson and Nancy Brown Peterson are the editors of the journal. Despite both of them retiring from USM in 2016, they continue their jobs as co-editors of the journal. Nancy is fluent in Spanish and can translate submissions into better English to publish the journal. Mark Peterson has said that this helps students understand good science, and for an undergraduate student to get a publication is a huge deal. Both Nancy and Mark Peterson hope to continue the program. Join the 2024 Edible Book Festival today at 2 p.m. in Cook Library, room 209. Each year, libraries and cultural institutions around the world hold edible book festivals to celebrate the birthday of Jean Bryant Servan. She is a French author of a book about delicious French food. The first celebration was in 1999 and has since grown into an international event held annually in April. Everyone is invited to come and bring edible materials that look like books or are inspired by a book title, character, or author. Registration is available online, but it's too late to register to bring food as of right now, so feel free to just come and enjoy what you can see. At 3 p.m., the judges will choose the punniest, most creative, and best in show winners. Prizes will be awarded, so don't miss out on all of this fun. After going to this event, feel free to find yourself enjoying the Visiting Writer Series with Dara Boris Dixon tonight at 5 p.m. She will be in Oldrey Tree Alumni House Poynter Room. She's a poet that's recognized for her exceptional work. USM is allowing her to showcase a few public readings, workshops, and individual conferences with center graduate students. She has received the American Poetry Reviews Award and the Stack Prize, and the American Poetry Center's Book of the Year Award. Her latest book is called Extremely Expensive Mystical Experiences for Astronauts. Enjoy this event to see Boris's captivating poetic brilliance. In Hattiesburg news, Hattiesburg Mayor Toby Barker signed a proclamation recognizing April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the Hub City. Last year, more than 8,000 children were surfaced by child advocacy centers throughout the state. These centers provided resources for children and families who have been victims of neglect or abuse through financial and legal support. Barker said the proclamation will help the community support child advocacy centers and law enforcement in Hattiesburg. Barker then said that having not only volunteers, but people who will stand in the gap to provide resources is very needed because this is a community effort to protect those who are vulnerable. If you are a suspect or witness of child abuse, call the number 1-800-222-800 or report abuse on the Mississippi Department of Child Protection Services website. That's your news update from Southern Miss Today. Next, we will have the latest in sports and weather, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back with our action-packed sports segment. A lot of different games took place this past weekend with much more coming up. So get ready for all things sports. Baseball and softball both won their game against Georgia State on Sunday. Southern Miss railed to a 6-1 deficient and got 6 strong innings from reliever Cross Sylvie. The team won the final game of the Georgia State series in a 14-9 win at the GSU Baseball Complex. The Golden Eagles improved to a 22-14 overall and a 9-6 in Sun Belt Conference action. The Panthers, however, fell to 18-17 and 9-6. Southern Miss softball swept Georgia State with a 4-1 victory on Sunday. The Golden Eagles allowed just 1 run through 3 games this weekend, leading the program to its first series sweep at home since the 2019 season. Pitcher Jonna Lee threw her second complete game of the series. This allowed 8 hits, 3 walks, and just 1 earned run with 2 strikeouts. Lee recorded her second win of the weekend and team-high 8th win of the season. Their next game is Friday, April 19th at 6 p.m. Coming up for the week, men's tennis lost their game against Georgia State after a long battle. The Golden Eagles put forth a challenging fight with the final score being 2-4. Women's golf will have a round 1 all-day tournament versus Lakewood Golf Club in Alabama today. Men's golf, however, will play at Mosey Oak College Gate. After that, get ready for round 2 of the golf tournament series as both teams will play again on April 16th. Baseball has their game against Nichols at 6 p.m. in Pete Taylor Park. Don't forget to head to southernmiss.com to keep up with all of our sports activities. All of our teams have been putting forth hard work and dedication, so students remember to use your free tickets to enjoy every game. As for your weather today, it's currently sunny and 76 degrees. Temperatures will increase to the low 80s from 1 p.m. through 5 p.m. before cooling back down. The high today is 84 and the low is 55. It's the perfect day to enjoy the outdoors. Up next, we have the Mississippi Moments produced by the Center of Oral History and Cultural Heritage. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. Daisuk E. Kitagawa was an Episcopal priest who came to Clarksdale in 1959 to help ease racial tensions. Judge Harvey Ross remembers the meetings Kitagawa hosted between white and black community leaders.
A Japanese priest, Kitagawa, came here in the interest of trying to generate some sort of communication between black and white in Clarksdale. But Kitagawa set up a meeting with a group of whites, and it included Farley Salmon, Oscar Carr, Joe Ellis. The blacks were Aaron Henry, Charles Stringer, B.F. McLaurin, and it was sort of secretly set up because none of us had ever been to such a meeting where we were going to discuss race relations and what needed to be done to improve them. And we were nervous that about even anybody knowing we'd participated in such a thing. But we all sat down together, and the meeting was productive, and we had a number of others, but his name was Kitty Gower, and he stayed in Clarksdale several weeks.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was your Mississippi Moment for today. Coming up, we have the pleasure of hearing from Dr. Mike Lopinto. So stick with us while we hear a message from one of our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Join Southern Miss Radio on Sunday mornings from 6 a.m. till noon for Sunday Brunch. You'll get jazz and swing music from artists as wide-ranging as Bix Beiderbecke to Brad Meldau, from Dippermouth himself to Esperanza Spalding. But relax, you don't need to know anything about the music to enjoy it. It's a great way to wake up on Sunday morning. Sunday Brunch from 6 a.m. until noon on Southern Miss Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a special guest with us today. He's here to talk with us about Festival South and other things happening in USM. Please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Dr. Mike Lopinto. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Good afternoon. A beautiful day.
It sure is. The first thing I love to ask is, can you tell me what Festival South is?
Certainly. Festival South is a mostly summer event in the month of late May to June, where we present a showcase of the arts that we have here in Hattiesburg with also guests and local artists. I mean, Hattiesburg is so unusual to most towns in that we have an amazing program in all of the arts here at Southern Miss that most people know about. But when you think about it, the School of Music, School of Performing and Visual Arts present over 300 events a year. Most of those are free to students and mostly free to the public as well. There's only a few ticketed events. And so when people say there's nothing to do, I always go, yeah, you're not looking very hard. Because those 300 events fall within a school year too. It's not even spread over 12 months. So there is something happening all the time. And Festival South came out of that in that when school ended, things just didn't happen, and a lot of our students were involved in all these things, and so they went home or they went to other festivals or summer programs, and so it didn't happen. And so years ago, it's now 15 years ago, we came up with the idea of creating something for people to be able to perform and offering things to the community in a window of time right after school, and Festival South was born. And it comes right out of USM in its sort of genesis and the amazing performers that we have here. And thanks to the School of Music and Dr. McKenzie and our Dean, Chris Winstead, who support this, and actually Joe Paul, who comes to a lot of the things that we do, as he does everything. I think he's everywhere. I joke with him many times that I think he's been cloned because he seems to be at everything in every place all the time. And I think that's really amazing. But he comes to a lot of our events within the School of Music and at Festival South as well. But we try and showcase the incredible arts and artists that we have here in Hattiesburg.
What kind of, or actually, is Festival South about to take place anytime soon?
Well, absolutely. We just announced all of Festival South this past week. It opens May 28th and runs through June 22nd, and it has over 50 events. It's sort of centered around mostly the weekends, Thursday through Sunday afternoon, where people can come to town and spend a weekend with us and see all sorts of different things. The opening weekend is the Broadway Tony-winning smash hit Jersey Boys. It's here for a limited run of 6 performances. It's an amazing musical about the story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. The next week, we stay in the Performing Arts Center here right on campus as well. For Crowning Glory, which is a night at the ballet, which a lot of people don't get to see around here, and what they're going to be really excited about is that the gold medal youth winner of the International Ballet Competition, who is from Hattiesburg, is going to be dancing with the companies of South Mississippi Ballet and Ballet Mississippi in a program in that first week of Festival South. And then on that Saturday, so the Jersey Boys is the first weekend, that's the 28th through June 1st. The 5th is the ballet, the 5th is the ballet, and then the weekend Mahler is the Mahler Experience. So Gustav Mahler is probably one of the most amazing composers ever. You have heard music by him or influenced by him in probably every movie, video game you might have ever thought to hear. It's incredible music, and we've created the Mahler Experience to give people a taste of this with a chamber orchestra, some amazing visuals that happen as well, some singers, and it's the first performance of this version of this piece in Mississippi ever in that first weekend. The very next weekend at the Sanger, we take a completely different turn with the group Mr. Wives that'll be in to perform at the Sanger that weekend. And we wrap up the following weekend with Journey On. It's featuring the music of Journey and the Festival Orchestra, singers, and it's just a whole light show rock concert with a symphony orchestra and the incredible music of Journey. There's so much that happens. Those are just the headline events. There's a whole art series with multiple exhibits happening all around campus. Adam Trest is our featured artist this year, but there are so many things that are happening with Latinx art and indigenous art, so many things that are free and open to the public to come and be involved with. If you have family or kids or know some kids and want to bring them out, early in the week we do arty events for families. And it's his summer of adventure, and we have all sorts of things from a whole festival kind of event out at the Oak Grove Public Library to a wrap-up at the Pocket Museum in the Alley, reading events, opera events, music events, drumming events, dance events. If you name it, we're doing it probably with arts. And all of those events are presented free of charge earlier in the week. It's really just an amazing time to get your family out, and there is something for everyone. We really like to say with Festival South that you may not know what it is, you may not know it, but if it has a Festival South logo or brand on it, you should come and enjoy it, because you're probably going to say, wow, I didn't expect that to be here in Mississippi or in Hattiesburg for sure. And surely we are really blessed and lucky to have the talent that we have here to create all these things.
It sounds like Festival South has absolutely something for everyone, and people won't never get bored of it because there's places at different locations for people to go to, and it just opens the door for so many different opportunities. I love to hear it. What would you say is your big goal for Festival South in the future?
In the future, that we can involve as many people and bring as many people locally and around the region to this area to showcase what Hattiesburg has. We really are special, and I've been fortunate to live in multiple different places, and we have people that travel from all over. I think last year was 15 states came to visit us during Festival South at some point, and they tell us all the time, you just don't understand that this is just unreal that this is happening here, and the events that are charged are really inexpensive, and the rest are free. So it's just sort of we open our doors to the city. And I think also part of that is Mississippi gets such a bad rap in the news. We are always the butt of every joke. We are the 50th on every list that's a good list, and the top of every list that's a bad list. And that's a shame, because I feel like Hattiesburg particularly is different than that. I realize that there are problems and there are things that happen, but I think I would like people to see Festival South and see all of our arts in this community and just go, okay, that's not what I've heard about Mississippi. That's not what we know. And that's been our experience, is people come here expecting sometimes the worst. And I think they travel thinking, I joked with an artist one time, I said, what did you think when you came here? She said, I thought you would have dirt floors and outhouses. And she really wasn't kidding.
Oh,
and I thought,
wow.
are you kidding? It's just ridiculous. And we look at that and go, are you nuts? As I sit in this studio, this nice studio with all this technology and mics and all, and I think a lot of people think, we have a tape recorder somewhere and are doing something. But I would love for them to come and see these events, that we really are fortunate that our town has bought into this, our sponsors, the university has bought into this and said, we want to make this wonderful, and we're able to showcase the best of the best in the arts here in Mississippi with a lot of our people that are engaging to do everything they can to make people see and make this really a special place for our community.
That's right. I love everything that you said, because I think a lot of people in Mississippi have experienced people putting just bad energy around it. So this event will show that, Mississippi is an amazing state, and what you hear in the news isn't always, real or good to say about it. How long has Festival South been going on?
Well, this will be our 15th year. It's hard to believe that I remember when this was all starting, and here we are 15 years later, and we're already looking to what we will be doing for the 20th year and the 25th year to try and bring more and bigger events to our area.
So, what do you do for Festival South, and like, what's your position?
Sure. My title for Festival South is Artistic Director, but I'm also Executive Director of the Hattiesburg Concert Association, which is the 501c3 that presents Festival South, and the Meister Singers. That's another part of our organization, Hattiesburg Concert Association. My day job, though, and my full-time job, I like to say the one that keeps me insured, is here at Southern Miss. I work for the School of Music and the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. In PR and marketing for those events and event coordination for all of the different events we have here. So I'm sort of plugged into all of those things. People like to say that I'm cloned too because you see me at lots of things, and just trying to make sure that events come off well and go well and help deal with our patrons who are numerous and wonderful. And so I'm really lucky. I mean, I tell people that I really don't think I have a job so much as this is a calling, because I think I would do this for free. Don't tell anybody that. I didn't say that out. Nobody's listening, right? But no, I would do this because it's just who I am and it's what I do. And there's lots of things that I do outside of this that I don't get paid for. And surely you don't go into the arts usually to make money. We are very lucky to keep our ticket prices low and to do what we do. Like I said, the town and the university have really stepped up, and we have amazing generous sponsors who present all of these events, from corporations to individuals that give everything from $5 to 5 figures. And we are just very, very lucky. I think they believe in our product and they believe in what we're doing, and they're supporting it. And we appreciate that very much because it allows us the freedom to be able to do bigger and better things and reach more and more people.
So, all the different things that you do you think your different careers, your different positions, do they help tie for you to pick and decide, or do you pick and decide who should perform in Festival South?
A little bit of that, yes. It's amazing now that we've been doing this so long that things sort of come to us. And it's amazing that it happens while we're doing it. So right now, we're already looking at next year, and we have people who said, hey, I know you've already announced this year. Could we do this next year? Could we come to you with this? I just had lunch and was talking to somebody about events for this year and the next year, that they would like to come and be a part of that. So we're lucky that things get put in front of us. And occasionally I'll go to something, you're right, and see and say, hey, you should be doing something with us. You should be a part of what we do. That's how we roll. We just basically say, hey, we should make you a part of this. When Festival South first started, it was very much, hey, I hear you playing guitar. Would you like to play in a cafe at noon? Okay, come do this. Or you're playing the string quartet that we saw you playing, or your band doing this, or I heard you sing at, would you like to come do something? And while it's similar to that still, with a lot of the things we do, it's just a little bit larger scale. And so we're able to both bring in and work with groups that are established in the region and work with the Mississippi Arts Commission and even the National Endowment for the Arts to talk to them about groups and people and places to bring in and things we can do. And we really try and do super diverse things. We're aiming at things that affect all people and all cultures, and anything we can do to expand that is always something we're looking out for.
How's the preparation for this event? Is it strenuous? Does it take a long time?
No, it's easy. No, I'm absolutely kidding. It's ongoing. It's sort of a constant, and I think that's all things that are your passion. I think, people in the arts are always working. And, a lot of people, it's you do your accounting from 9 to 5 and you go home. I don't want to say that in that way, but I'm sure you think about things. But I think with music, between practicing and many of the arts disciplines, it's sort of a constant. And it's the same way with the festival, it's okay, we have a schedule. Okay, how do we get all of the equipment to this place, to that place? How do we tell people about it with things like this and setting up interviews? How do we design things that look really cute as we sit here with our brochures and posters and all laying out on the table? Design things that look really nice so that people see that and want to be a part of it. How do we work with the artist? When are they practicing? And I mean, it's sort of a hydra of a network of things. And thankfully, it is not just me by any means. I get to I call myself the schedule whisperer and say, here's where these things might fit in a month to sort of spread them out. But we have some wonderful coordinators, wonderful staff that have taken this on as their mission as well and want to help us find and organize this in the best way possible. But it is an ongoing process all the time.
Yes, it sounds like it's probably an ongoing process. Who have been the most interesting, or like someone that has been to the event that people love to gravitate towards, that they just want to keep coming back?
There have been several interesting things, and I think that's what I said. If you see Festival South on it, you should give it a shot, even if you don't know what it is. Even if you think that's not what I usually go to, you should give it a shot. Definitely Beethoven was a huge hit last year, where we had a group play different wind music of all kinds and all genres. There was a little bit of Beethoven, a little bit of other stuff, but it was also curated with beers from Sopro for each of the things. So they would play a movement of this and say, okay, for the next one, we're going to try this. So we had to bring that back this year. It's going to be in the Cultural Center, Hattiesburg Community Arts Center this summer, and another Beethoven, we're calling it Untapped this year. That was really a neat development. The musical is always a huge deal here. Last year we did Beauty and the Beast. It was our first musical back after the pandemic, and it took a little time to sort of get that all together because it's a major undertaking. We like people to come and see these and just go, it's not just a production and it's not just a community production. It's more like a regional theater kind of production. So the set was from New York, and it was costumes from all over. I think some were from Maine, and performers both here and from other regional areas. We're doing the same thing with Jersey Boys this year. It is performers from around the community and around the South, actually. And we have set pieces coming in from basically all over to make this happen. And it is unusual because Jersey Boys is about to do its 20th anniversary. And so we are one of the last productions regionally before they take all the rights away from everybody so they can go do a national tour for their 20th anniversary from the actual parent company. So we're one of the last shows. I believe it's us in Vegas are the last ones out there to have a show running, which is really interesting and special for that. And we've had people already getting tickets from all over. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. There are people who are Jersey Boys diehards. And if you know the music of it, it's a great story, but the music is unreal. Like, you will sing along with possibly the whole show, even if you don't think you know it. You probably have heard it in your life growing up. The finale is also always a big deal. The finale event this year is Journey. Last year it was all sorts of rock iconic ballads and such that we had Cirque performers with. The year before it was Queen. We did Motown the year before that. And if you want tickets to Festival South events, those headline events, you best buy immediately. Last year we had Matt Mason. This year it's Mr. Wives. They sell out like instantly. The Jersey Boys thing is already on its way to a sellout. So is the Journey, and they've only been on sale for a little while now. And so we strongly suggest people go ahead and get advance tickets. Don't wait until the day before, because you will probably not be able to do that. We encourage you to come, but yeah.
I have to ask, how can people contact you about Festival South or any information about it?
Everything about Festival South is at our website, festivalsouth.org. We're also on most social media channels. You can find us all at Festival South if you search that. But festivalsouth.org is your hub for all info, tickets, and descriptions, everything you need.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and just letting us know the iconic Festival South.
Thank you so much.
Of course, coming up, we have a community calendar.
It starts here at Going Gold Day for past, present, and potential USM students to come out and learn about the different organizations here on campus and to celebrate the upcoming anniversary of USM. Eagle Fest is a cherished annual celebration leading up to the anniversary of the University of Southern Mississippi. This past weekend marks the kickoff with Going Gold Day, a vibrant event where prospective students flock to register for classes and to learn more about the campus.
So Going Gold Day is a day that we have future Golden Eagles that are admitted to coming to the University of Southern Mississippi, and it is the day that they get to come and tour the campus and kind of go to tents and see like what our different organizations are all about.
In the midst of class schedules and dorm assignments, the event was a lively celebration featuring fun games, upbeat music, and delicious refreshments. Students were greeted with a lineup of engaging activities.
I hope for students to learn that they're entering a community that really has their back, that they have a lot of support, that it's a really engaged community, that it really is excited to see them come in the next fall and are ready to see them succeed.
As students laugh, mingle, and immerse themselves in a vibrant spirit of the university campus, Going Gold Day sets the standards for a year of growth, learning, and unforgettable experience at Southern Miss. I am Amaya Norman reporting for SN2 News.
Thank you you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Thanks to our audio engineer, Justin Ware, and our live stream producer, Cullen Rogers, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producers, Annalie Johnson and Sonia Woods. Executive producer, Oari Ade, program director, Shania Williams, and our general manager, Dr. Martin. That wraps up our show for Southern Miss Today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, soar high to the sky and fly, eagle, fly. I'm your host,
Sponsorship
Kennedy
comes from
Dre.